So I have seen some of the curious people attended for the direction webinar. Can I see them? Okay. So I will share a few things with you guys today. So I will talk about. Let me first share the PDF for this webinar. So I have titled this webinar as Tools for Filmmaking. So what are the tools you need when you want to make a film? So from the direction point of view, let me just before going to the tools for filmmaking, let me introduce myself. My name is Venkat Shah Mutiala, and I have done my bachelor's in computer science engineering, and then I have done masters in filmmaking, and then I have worked for various advertisements, various films, and I have currently been working for a film. It's in part of production actually, and right now because of Corona, I have taken a little break, and I am also trying to schedule my second schedule of film in later this year, in the winter season actually, for the atmosphere reasons. So after that, I got an opportunity to meet with Rifty people. They are very curious. They are very interested in indulging students into a course, a nicely refined education in filmmaking. So I have tied up with them, and I am here today to discuss few of the topics related to direction today. So let's get on with the first thing. I am sure that you can see the screen. I made a presentation for you guys. So the first thing is for any aspirant, for any student who wants to make a film, he has to have a clear understanding. He has to have a clear plan of action about his making a film. So the first thing is what? If I want to make a film, what are the tools I need and how do I get them? This is a simple question. If one can answer, I think the problem will solve them in and itself. So if the tools they need, these tools. One is direction, one is script writing, one is cinematography, the other is editing, sound engineering, acting, art direction. So there are many departments in filmmaking that are essential to make a film. And other than that, I think you need many other things when you go practically. But as a knowledge-wise, as theoretical goes, you need all these other departments, such as direction, script writing, cinematography, editing, acting, and art direction. You must be wondering, I have like costume designing or hair and makeup. So all those come under production design, which is also art direction. Okay, so I will not discuss these tools specifically or definitely, but I will give a shed of light onto these topics and what are the things that are there in this, and what are the things that are required you to pursue, and what are the core strengths. So all these things go into by delving into your personal lives and by delving into what's your core strength and what's your core weaknesses. So before going into all of this, I just want to participate. I just want to make this interactive. I just want to make the class more like a Q&A and understand you guys more and what would be a good choice for you guys to pursue. So before doing that also, I just want to discuss what is art. Yes. Hello. Hello. Yeah, you're audible. You're perfectly audible. Please go ahead. Yeah, I understand, but right now this is for direction. I will also discuss sync sound later on, but right now what I'm asking is how do we specify what is art? How do you define what is art? I have asked a few questions, so let's discuss these things. Then we can continue with the rest of the presentation I have made for you guys. So before going anywhere, everybody wants to be an artist, right? So everybody wants to be an artist. So let's first discuss what is art. It is subject. Someone wrote it is subject to. So from Prometh, but still, even if it is subject to, what do you? I mean, what is art? Still, give your definition so that we can understand. Or I will also discuss about what is art. But still, if anybody has any answer, they can please. So I will answer to Prometh there. So he is saying subject to. But not all art is subjective or not all art is objective. It depends. It depends on moment to moment. For example, if you take a painting, it is generally most of the time it is subjective, because when you see a painting, you feel certain things based on your experiences from all the from your childhood, from to your teenage to your adulthood. You experience it on its own way. But whenever an artist paints something, so he has certain ideas. He has certain ideas he wants to propagate into the minds of an audience, right? Otherwise, why would someone make something? So, but saying art is subjective is a certain part of the equation, but it's not the entire thing. So let me, because less people are indulging in this. Let me tell you one thing. So art is basically an expression of ideas using your human skill, imagination, your memory, your meme plexus, using all these things, you're trying to communicate your ideas to the certain section of audiences. That audience could be a specifically could be a small community, or it could be a larger audience. But every time when an artist tries to make something in the form of a painting, in the form of a sculpture, in the form of anything, he is trying to communicate his ideas to the bigger audience, to someone basically. So that is the foundation thing that we are trying to cover. So I will discuss some kind of these definitions rather than telling you how to make or direct a film, because we can't do that in a webinar, definitely for sure. So instead of doing that, we will discuss some things like this, and I want this to be an interactive session so that more and more people can come and indulge in these discussions and try to make something out of for their lives, right? Trying to make something for themselves, trying to make things better. Okay. So the second thing I want to discuss is what is story. Prometh, if you have any definition for story, please share it. You can talk to Sundar Achalla, Abhimanipalli, Abhiram, Alupu Manohar, all these guys. Please, if you have any way you want to share your definition of story or what it should be, please share it with me so that we can discuss these things. Yes, story is a set of narrative of events, narration of events. It's a very good definition. Yeah. So in our course also, or as filmmaking goes, there is a certain section called script writing. I will share you my presentation. In it, there is a point for script writing. Let me go into that. There are many things to discuss for today, but right now let's go into what is script writing. So I have, if you can see the screen, I have written a few things about script writing, right? So being a director is also about knowing things of the other departments that I have mentioned earlier. So the first thing that comes into my mind is script writing, because a story starts with a character set by Frank Daniels, the great script doctor Hollywood has ever seen. So I will give you a definition of Sid Field, which I like his work, and he's been a constant influencer in my writing. So he has said, what is screenplay? It's a story told with pictures, in dialogue and description, placed within the context of dramatic structure. If you see all the points that I have written in the script, the bullet points, the entire definition fits in these bullet points. It's a story told with pictures, in dialogue and description, placed within the context of dramatic structure. Now, this is a huge definition. If we try to understand this today, then the whole class is all about script writing. But I'll tell you what, at least the basic thing, what is a story. So, story is, as Prometh said, narration of events. So I would say it's a series of events with real or imaginary people traveling towards a destination forward in time. I would repeat, story is series of events with imaginary or real people traveling forward in time. Yeah. So if those series of events are placed, so now how they're traveling? They're traveling. So when I'm saying screenplay, that is you see a screenplay, right? It's not like you read a screenplay. I mean, definitely you read a screenplay, but the screenplay is always written to make a picture, right? So when I'm saying screenplay, it's a story. So when I'm saying story, it's a series of events. And when the series of events, how it is happening? It is happening through dialogue, through a drama, through a certain structure, and within a certain context. When I'm saying dialogue, I'll explain. When I'm saying dialogue, what we are actually listening to. So there are two people sitting on a cafe. So they're talking. You can quote any film. So there are always two people or a single guy who is talking. So there is always a dialogue. And whatever the dialogue is placed in a certain context. Context and sandarbham. If there are Telugu people, context the situation, circumstances that derive the dialogue in a story. And how these stories are told with a certain drama. Drama is exaggeration of emotions. So today we are all discussing about how to define these small things so that we can understand, so that we can put a foundation to all this filmmaking vocabulary. So what is drama? It's an exaggeration of emotions. When we see Aarti, when we see some guy who is holding a gun and spinning it faster and faster, so it's an exaggeration. No one does that in real life, right? Whenever someone dies, he dies normally in real life, but in film, you see him crying, you see him saying some emotional dialogue, you see him fading slowly to his death, right? So that everything is a drama, everything is an exaggeration of emotions. That's what has happening in films, in movies. So everything now, this dialogue, drama, context, story is placed in a certain structure. Everybody has a structure. Like I have a structure, I have a skeleton, right? That puts me into a human form. In the same way, script writing is also has a structure. It has Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4, Act 5, so on. You can divide it into any number of acts based on the formula you use, based on the type of writing you use. You can divide it into any structure. But every structure has three things. One is inciting incident, that means something comes, a problem, an obstacle. Then you confront the problem, and the third one is the result of the problem. So no matter you follow 3-act structure or 4-act structure or 5-act structure, these kind of events happen to a character from beginning to end. Every scene has inciting incident, conflict, and a resolution. Every unit of action, that is an act, also has beginning, middle, and an end, which is inciting incident, confrontation of the villain, and resolution of the villain. Right? Can I speak in Hindi or Telugu if that is feasible for you, or should I speak in English? What kind of audience do we have? So I guess I think I should continue in English, because a lot of people are from different states and from the country. So that is story and screenplay for me, right? I'm not that good with Telugu. Okay. So I'll continue in English. Okay. I am looking at the text messages. Some people are saying Telugu or English. So I'll continue with English because most people might be from India also. Anybody is from Hindi? Anybody has difficulty understanding Telugu? Please type if they have any difficulty. Okay. Everybody is saying Telugu or English, so I'll continue English. And if anybody has any problem with the language, please text me. I will say that I will translate that into Telugu also. I have no problem. I'm from Vizag, so I can speak Telugu. Uh, so the next thing I want to discuss. So as far as definitions are going right now, so we have understood so far what is screenplay and what is story, what is so. Let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. So what is direction? Anybody has any definition for direction? Please make it interactive. I want to see so many as many people as are present to interact with me and understand and talk to me. So if anybody has any definition of direction, so let's understand what is direction right now. Anybody? I'm sharing the file that I have with you guys so that you can also access this. The webinar presentation that I have made, I have sent it. It is being downloaded to your systems or phones. Please have a look at it. So if you are wondering that what platform should I take or what is direction is, so I have made a small presentation that I've sent right now. Please check it out. It has all the departments that are required, and it has all the details that are required in order to understand before you think you are a director. You should understand a few basic things, right? So I have given all those details into that PDF. So anybody else want to discuss direction, want to define direction from your perspective? I'm open to. I just want to look at. Please raise your hand if you have anything to say, and I'll directly discuss with you. I have sent it actually. Please look in the chat box. I have already sent one direction webinar PDF. Please look at it. Open it. Okay. I'll make sure that you will get your PDF. Please leave your email ID. I'll leave your email ID. I'll send that PDF to you again. Okay. Director is known as guide for actors. That is one point. That is a factor. Definitely one variable to the equation. Because when I'm saying director, it means directing actors. It also means Kushi 14 Animator Kushi. I'll send it to you. Don't worry. I'm getting email IDs. Kushi. I will definitely make sure you get this. Okay. So when you look at PDF, you make sure that these are the entire departments that I have to deal with when I'm a director. Everybody's an aspirant here, right? I was also an aspirant until I'm making my film right now. So I know what it feels. I know you guys want to understand what are things that go into and what are things that are to be dealt to make a film, right? So yeah, I'm getting email IDs. This is a nice response. But when I'm asking a question about direction, nobody is answering. When I send a PDF, everybody wants to get the PDF. Nice. Yes. Okay. So let me then discuss what is direction. So direction is about giving an experience. Direction is about guys, stop sending email IDs. We can do that later. Definitely, I'll give you. I will not leave until everybody has get the PDFs. Definitely. So let's listen to this. So direction is about creating an experience and propagating that experience to n number of audiences. So when I'm saying an experience, it also includes imagination. It also includes your perception, audience's perception. It also includes a connectivity. It is also about emotions. So if you can create that deep psychological experience, deep subjective experience, deep objective experience to an audience, to a number of audiences, they cry, they hate you, they love you. These kind of emotions happen. It's an output. Emotions are always a byproduct, but these kind of byproducts only happen when you deliver an experience. So when you're trying to when you're trying to make a film, always try to deliver an experience. So what kind of experience that is depends on your thinking process, depends on your type of filmmaking that you want to do or you love to do. So always pay attention to the what are you basically, what kind of things you like, what are the films you like. Make a list of those films. Make a list of emotions you like. Do you like claustrophobic effect? Then you better go into horror genre. Or do you love romantic movies? Then you better make romantic movies. But before doing all of that, you should understand what you are basically. If you can't understand what you are, then probably you will end up making some films which are not relatable, which are not relevant, which not be accepted by the society. So always make sure what kind of films you want to make. So ask yourself these questions: what kind of experience I want to create to the audience. So, for example, if you've asked me what kind of films I like, I would say, what is my favorite film? So, I will type my favorite film, Ship of Theseus. It's my all-time favorite. If you have not seen it, please watch it. It's made by Anand Gandhi. He's an incredible filmmaker that I love him, and he's absolutely freaking awesome. That's what he is. So he made Ship of Theseus. He has produced many films such as Tumbad, such as OK Computer, such as Insignificant Man. So he has also produced Shashan and a political strategy board game. So he's my favorite filmmaker, and he has given me so much of a brilliant experience when I watched it. So think of these kind of things. What kind of films I like, what kind of films I want to make. So the different things. I like Harry Potter, but I can't make Harry Potter. That's a realistic approach, right? Also, what I love to make is a different question altogether. So that question should be answered before indulging yourself into all these kind of experiences. For example, some people might like thriller, some people might like comedy, some people might like rom com, right? So these things have to be answered before you enter into anything such as direction or cinematography or anything, because these questions are to be answered and kept it with you all the time before entering into the journey, right? So I will ask you one more question now. So I will let's try and define who is hero. Hello, Madhavreddy. Okay, that's great. Uh, Please watch Ship of Theseus. It's my favorite film. And if you have any favorite films, please text it. Promit is the only guy who is answering these questions. Promit, nice. A protagonist who carries a story that's exactly one factor of the equation, one variable in the equation. So I will talk from the community point of view around whom the story revolves. Yes, definitely these are all the factors. Anybody else want to shed a light on who is hero in our films? I'm waiting. I'll wait for 10 seconds more, then I'll answer the question. Okay, so hero is a model exhibiting whatever the virtues a community holds sacred. I'll repeat, please write it down. This is a nice definition that I have found on the internet. A hero is a model. It's not found. I made some of it and have gathered information from around the cultures actually. So a hero is a model exhibiting whatever virtues a given culture holds sacred. So where does story come from? So this hero definition, Shatral and Atonement, okay, yeah, those are nice films. But a hero is a model exhibiting virtue, whatever the culture holds sacred. So when I'm saying this definition, let me introduce some of things. So why do we tell stories in the first place? Why do someone tell story in the first place? Why there is an urge? Why there is a deep urge to tell stories? I'm saying to convey an experience. Thank you, Promit. Yeah, but either good or bad. Definitely, definitely. So why does someone tell story? So let me take you back to Jungle Raj, where we live in forest in savannas, right? So there was communities, right? Let me hold on for a second. So I was saying about, yeah. Let me take you back to a little back in the days where we used to live in jungles, where we had communities, where we had tribes, where we had tribal cultures, right? So people have to propagate their ideas, right? They have to propagate their ideas in such a form where the listeners, they don't have any problem accepting those things, right? So therefore we had religions where what is religion now? This is a very important question. Anybody wants to answer this question? Everybody is religious, definitely. If anybody says he's an atheist, he is also a religious. You might be thinking that where this conversation is going. So and what I'm trying to do here is to define this basic understanding, so that when you want to make a film, you are certainly opinionated, certainly philosophical. So that was about writing. Now let's discuss something about. So there are many things to discuss if you see the presentation, right? So I have shared the second point, tools that are direction, script writing, cinematic editing, sound engineering, acting, and art direction. But there is also called personality that I haven't discussed. I don't want to discuss this because any motivation video, if you see, all these things are already there, right? But still, if you want to make a film, because filmmaking takes so much of time, it can take 1 year to it can take 10 years. The Artist, if you have seen the movie, it's an Oscar-winning movie. The Artist, it was made in 8 years, and there are many other films that are made in a span of decades. So what keeps them going? The first thing is passion. If you don't have passion, if you don't have that crazy love for films, you can't come in this industry and try to pursue it. So think for yourself. If you have passion, then definitely welcome into filmmaking. The second thing that is important is discipline. Uh, no matter how much passionate you are, irrespective of your passion, if you do it daily, if you spend 2 hours into filmmaking every day, automatically you will learn a lot of things, and you can implement that into filmmaking. But the rest of things, of course, I have shared a PDF and you can also see the screen right now. But I would say passion and discipline are the ultimate, utmost important qualities one should have in their personality. Uh, the next thing that I have shared, so let's go into first point, direction. So when you want to become a director, apart from all these departments and their understandings, you should also have few of the things that are not in the departments. One is philosophy. What kind of philosophy do you have? What kind of wisdom do you want to share with the audience? If you don't have a right philosophy, you would end up making bad films. You would end up making films that are not relevant, not relatable, and not audience want to see. So having the right kind of philosophy is very much important to being a director. మీరు ఏ డైరెక్టర్ తీసుకోండి, if you take any director, he will have a certain philosophy regarding the subject. For example, I will give an example. I'm talking a lot about definitions. Let us talk with an examples now. When I'm saying philosophy, let's say any film such as Rangasthalam or Tagore. If you have seen Tagore of Chiranjeevi or Ramcharan's Rangasthalam or any other film for that matter, you see that hero pursuing certain goal and hero is taking a revenge or avenging someone. So the choice a hero makes is come from director's vision, director's understanding of the world. Now when I'm saying story is how you see the rules of the universe. మనం ఒక రియల్ లైఫ్లో మనం ఏదైనా చేయాలంటే we have certain rules, right? We have to follow those rules, right? And hero is a model who breaks those rules and creates new rules, new system, new principles. Always, whenever you see a film, hero has certain values. He will go into transformation and he will break the system, or he will understand the system and try to indulge in it. So whatever that might be, either he breaks or he submits himself, surrenders himself to the system. It happens, right? And in this process, or as an audience, what do? You understand the rules of the universe. So where does this rules of universe come from? The philosophy of the director. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say. It's simple. We live in a world where rules exist. The same way, whenever you make a film, you have to have certain rules. Those certain rules comes from your philosophy of living. Whether you want to kill someone to live, whether you have to, whether you love humans, or whether you are empathetic, whether you are emotional, the kind of philosophy you have, the kind of emotions you have are reciprocated in the films you make. I have a question. I just want to. Is there rules of storytelling? Yes, there are definitely rules. I mean, from Sitfield to many other writers, John Truby, all these guys have given so many rules for writing. But what I would say is learn all the rules, because they had to spend decades understanding the knowledge of storytelling and share that in a book, right? And we are calling them as rules. Now, what we have to do is we have to understand all these rules and try and use some of those rules when it is required, and omit if not required, and try to break them if you think that breaking the rule supplements or complements my story, my reality of filmmaking. That's what you have to do. But you must have heard the film called Pulp Fiction by Tarantino. We have not have done it's okay. So he broke the. If you see his structure, the entire structure is not recommended by any other filmmaker. Hello. So I was talking about philosophy, right? So you should have a certain philosophy in order to make these rules, kinds of rules that you want to make a film. The boundary in which the hero travels and makes certain decisions, makes certain choices. So all these choices come from the philosophy that you have. Right? I'll also want to discuss what is mise-en-scène. I know you must have heard. If not heard, then mise-en-scène is a deep thing to discuss right now. But I'll give you a little bit. Like let's say, I will share a little bit of information about mise-en-scène so that you can understand what I'm trying to tell you. Let me quickly. Now, when I'm saying mise-en-scène, it is about putting together. What do we put together? So, if you see this actress, she's holding a cigarette, she's sitting on a dining table, and the entire, if you can see my cursor, this is entire setup. It creates a certain kind of mood, right? Now, mise-en-scène says that you have to create everything that is there in front of the screen should mean something. If it doesn't mean something, then that would be a mise-en-scène. Now, many great filmmakers they try to get into this. They try to create mise-en-scenes for their films, which makes some kind of meaning. So when she is wearing that dress, it has certain meaning. When she is the hairstyle, it has certain meaning. The makeup has some meaning. The table is meaningful. The lighting is meaningful. The mood that has been created is meaningful. When you do all of this for a certain purpose, to communicate something through visuals, that is called mise-en-scène. I hope you understood. I'll repeat if you didn't understood. Or I can speak that in Telugu. The entire background ఏదైతే ఉందో అది ఒక సర్టన్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ మూడ్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తుంది, రైట్? ఆ టేబుల్ ఏదైతే ఉందో అది ఒక సర్టన్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ మూడ్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తుంది, ఆర్ ఒక మీనింగ్ చెప్తుంది మనకి. ఆ డ్రెస్ ఒక మీనింగ్ చెప్తుంది, అంటే ఆమె గురించి చెప్తుంది, ఆ మేకప్ ఆమె గురించి చెప్తుంది, సపోజ్ సిగరెట్ పట్టుకోవడం కూడా సడన్ స్టైల్ ఏదైతే ఉందో అది కూడా మీనింగ్ఫుల్గా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. సో వెన్ ఆల్ దీస్ మీనింగ్స్ ఆర్ అక్యుములేటెడ్ ఇంటూ సింగిల్ షాట్, యూ కాల్ దట్ యాజ్ mise-en-scène. I hope you understood it. So filmmaker has to understand that these mise-en-scenes exist and they have to communicate it. They have to communicate it with visuals. Somebody has a question, I'll try to answer. Yes, Zack Snyder definitely does this. Zack Snyder is an incredible filmmaker with deep understanding about mise-en-scène as well as deep understanding about creating spectacular, stunning visuals. I love his films for the visual part. I'm not in accordance with his scripting or any other thing, but his visuals are a grandeur and one must definitely watch his films for his brilliant visuals. Yes, very good. Perspective. So a director needs to have a perspective. As I said, this philosophy, mise-en-scène, perspective, ideology, opinion, everything is interrelated. Opinion doesn't have to be philosophy, but opinion doesn't have to have a certain section, certain point of view. If you don't have point of view when it comes to, for example, when you take like Tagore and a movie only, right? I hope you have seen. It's Gabbar in Hindi movie. In Akshay Kumar and Chiranjeevi was in Tagore. So when you see a film like Tagore, there is the subject of the film. The subject of the film is corruption, right? So when you make a film with a subject such as this, a corruption or a casteism or Marxism, high class, low class, whatever you pick as a subject, or a love, you should understand what is love, you should understand what is corruption, you should understand what is caste deeply, and you should have certain ideologies, certain value system, what kind of ideology you follow literally in your real life, and cross-check these ideas, opinions, philosophy with your ideologies, with your values, and then make a judgment. I am this kind of man. I will then pick a script where this kind of character exists, and he will go on to a journey where he will find that casteism is a good thing or a casteism is a bad thing. So by going into these value systems, by going into these opinions, ideologies, perspectives, one explores the rules of the universe that we live in. I hope you understood my point, right? Audio cutting, okay. I think I have to repeat myself again. Hold on a second. Okay, I think audio is clear. It's okay. I have paused my video, but you can see the presentation, right? So let's continue with it. So you see that in Tagore, Chiranjeevi is has made an institution and trying to take revenge on the politicians or people who are corrupt, right? But in real life, those things will happen or not, right? It generally won't happen. No one will form an institution and will try to kill these people, right? So, but the film is not about solution. It's about sharing some ideas, right? So he shares that politicians should be killed. Is the idea that he is propagating to the audience through his hero, that is Chiranjeevi, who faces corrupt politicians in his in his early life, right? So those kind of things are to be those are the ideas that are shared with the audience when a director makes a film. If you take Rangasthalam, what Ramcharan does in the end is he takes revenge for his brother. Also, he also makes sure that he killed Bhupati, the president, for 30 years. He kills that guy to make sure his brother's life is avenged, right? President Changastar, right? Is Changastar? 30 ఏళ్ళ నుంచి వెళ్తున్న ప్రెసిడెంట్ని తరుణ్ చంపేస్తాడు రామచంద్ర. ఎందుకు చంపేస్తాడు? వాళ్ళ బ్రదర్ని చంపేస్తాడు కాబట్టి. సో ఈ యాక్షన్ ఏదైతే ఉందో, రామ్ చరణ్ జగద్బాబుని చంపేయడం అనేది, లేకపోతే రామ్ చరణ్ ప్రకాష్ రాజ్ని చంపేయడం అనేది, ఆ యాక్షన్ చూసి మనం ఎంజాయ్ చేయొచ్చు. బట్ ఐడియా ఏమవుతుంది మైండ్లో మనకి, దట్ if someone is killing someone, then you should take a revenge. But in real life, that doesn't happen. That's my point is. So it depends on the philosophy of the director. Pramod, I think, is asking, but isn't it the wrong idea? I'm glad you asked this, Pramod, but if I discuss these things, we can have another discussion, another webinar, or some kind of interaction where I can share these ideas, whether these things are right or wrong. Right now we are running out of time and there are a lot of things to share. Please don't mind. That's a good question though. I will like to indulge in it, definitely. But if I indulge in these things, my time will run out. Don't mind. Huh? So the next thing is camera cinematography. Translating director's vision into visuals. It is a job of a cinematographer. And I will repeat, translating director's vision into moving visuals. So if you want to, so as a director, what you should know about camera angles, definitely camera shots, angles such as high angle, low angle, etc. Or shots as in mid shot, long shot, wide shot, right? Or magnification the same, or one shot, two shot, etc. Or when you say camera movement, it's about, is it a single shot, is it a pan, is it a zoom, is it a push in, is it a tracking, all crane, all these are camera movements. So when to use these camera movements, where to place camera in a scene, that is called camera position. Whether my last shot and previous shot are in a synchronization, that is camera continuity. But the size of the subject in the frame, that is camera magnification. Whether the character is single or two people are sitting in a scene, that is camera shots. Whether the subject is in high angle or low angle, so those things are covered. So all these things are to be understood by the director as well as cinematographer, definitely. And cinematographer is what is his job is, whenever director says something that I want a certain thing, I want this character to feel claustrophobic, then a cinematographer should turn this claustrophobic dialogue into a visual. I hope you guys, I am audible, right? Because otherwise we are having a problem. So if you guys understood about cinematography, please respond. Otherwise, okay. Did you understand the cinematography part that I have said? Yes. Okay. Thank you for the response. Otherwise, it would be a problem. So that is camera. So when I'm saying cinematography, you also have a lighting part, right? So when I'm saying photography, it is an art of writing with light. Now the same goes with cinematography. With respect to light, what happens is the light stays for 24 frames a second, or 30 frames a second, or 120 frames a second. When I'm taking a photograph, it is only one picture. It's literally one frame. But when I'm taking video or cinema, when I'm seeing these things, you are having more time, continuous recording happens in video. When it's photo, it is only one picture, right? So how do you light this picture? Through various techniques such as 3-point lighting or high key or low key lighting, split lighting. All these are different lighting techniques which I can't discuss. But so director doesn't have to do all these things, but a director should know what is 3-point lighting, or where does the light should fall in the character, where does the light should fall in that object, where does the light fall, whether the light should fall on the shoes or on the eyes, whether the light should fall on hand, where should it fall. So all these things are being questioned and to be understood by the director. So this webinar is basically trying to tell you what is art is, what is story, and what is direction, and what are the things that our director should know. So, two parts are covered. I think script writing is covered. Now cinematography is covered. Let's go into another department altogether. Editing. So, I will tell you one tip. If you want to be a great director, you have to have good knowledge on editing. This is not said by me. This is said by many great filmmakers throughout the world, across the world. So editing comprises of two things. One is software. The second one is uh, art of editing. I mean, you have to literally be an artist in terms of editing, and you have to know how to run the software. Now, everybody, you can go into website or anywhere or any film school or any place. Basically, you can learn even in the YouTube. You can learn the software very easy. You will find n number of videos to tell you how to run the software, but you will find very less uh, uh, resources to learn the art of editing. Now that is something to understand, to reciprocate in filmmaking. So editing also comprises of pace, rhythm, all these things that might have written or it is lost somewhere. Okay. Okay, and anyway, so editing comprises of pacing, rhythm, music, understanding of sound. All these things are montages. What is a montage? So there are many kinds of montage, and montage. You may not understand many of the vocabulary that I'm trying to tell you, but a director should know these basic things. Montage is something like stitching together scenes. ఒక కట్ తర్వాత ఇంకో కట్ ఎలా రావాలి, ఎంత స్పీడ్లో రావాలి, ఎంత స్లో పేస్లో రావాలా, ఫాస్ట్ పేస్లో రావాలా, మ్యూజిక్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, సౌండ్ ఎలా సింక్ అవ్వాలి కట్కి, ఇవన్నీ ఒక డైరెక్టర్కి అర్థం ఒక అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఉండాలి. అదర్వైజ్ ద డైరెక్టర్ విల్ ఫేస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ వెన్ హీస్ trying to make into a final cut. He will capture great visuals, but if the editing is not right, the story will mean something else. So a director should always have a definite knowledge on editing, on how to stitch together different shots, how to add music, where to add music, how to add sound, where to add sound, slow pace, fast pace, what is the rhythm. I hope you guys are understanding. Yes? So that is editing. I hope you guys heard from me. I'm moving to color now. Thank you for the response. It's even though we can't talk as planned, but at least we can chat. So I think you can share the screen. I'm sharing the screen. I think you can see the PDF, right? Even though that is not downloaded by you guys. So the next thing I want to discuss is color. Now, what a director should understand about color. Three things primarily. The first is character, and the second thing is mood. The third thing is theme. Now, when I'm saying theme, it is also related to philosophy as a director. What you want to say. So, how do they translate that into color is very important. So, when I'm saying color, you also need to have proper understanding about production design, which will come in later in the PDF, right? But let's get into color. So editing and color both come side by side. Previously it was one thing only, but right now it's two different departments altogether. Now we are doing color grading to every other film that is being made. So how do you decide color? Color should be decided in pre-production itself. When we plan to make a movie, what are the colors? Sure, Vallu Sriram, I have seen your text message in the chat box. I will speak some Telugu in Telugu if someone important. Okay. So you have to decide the character. Based on your character thinking process that comes from director's philosophy, you should decide what kind of colors that are go with it. So how do a director decide what kind of color he should choose? That is based on color theory. Now, what is color theory? There are many kinds. So, color theory is something about a color and its what does it say. For example, I am wearing black. So, black is also about power, community-wise, circumstances-wise, in politics. So, black is also tells you about death. So, when you are using something as this, such as it is also powerful, it is death, and the character is very, dangerous. You can use black. You can give him black. You might have seen so many gundas in Telugu films or Hindi films or Hollywood films who is wearing black shirts, black kurtas. You must have seen black kurtas, right? So basically, the filmmaker is trying to convey that he is very powerful and he is invitation to death. You must have seen Avengers. How many have you seen Avengers? Please respond quickly. I just want to see. Come on. Yes, everybody, right? Yes, Pushkal. Yes, Pramod. Yes. Everybody must have seen. So you see Thanos. He is in purple, right? Thanos. The color of Thanos is purple. No, purple represents death in certain aspects of the world. Purple also represents magic. That's why you see when you see Doctor Strange or WandaVision, you see purple colors. Have you seen it or not? So there are certain attributions, certain assignment of color and its meaning. So you have to learn that in color theory. Understood? Yes? Thank you so much. So now when you are deciding a character, you should also decide what colors the character can wear. What colors? So when a character changes from one scene, like beginning of the movie to the end of the movie, the colors of the dress changes. Or if you have seen Black Widow, her journey in the Avengers franchise, her hair color changes constantly, right? Because based on the mood of the character, the color changes. So there is an affiliation to the color and emotion. There is an affiliation to the color and meaning. The character it holds. I hope you understood what I'm trying to say. And the color is also based on the mood of the place. You might have seen dark dawn kind of setups, or you will have seen very evenly lit up setups for dawn. If the dawn is friendly, you will see a much brighter colored setup. If the dawn is evil, you will see dark. How can I explain this? So basically, we call it high key setup, but I can't tell you all those things right now. Since it is a very great example again. So you see all those things, right? Where there is dark, light and darkness in contrast with each other. So all these things happen with respect to the mood, and theme is basically ideas that you want to propagate to the audience. And how can you propagate these ideas? Through cinematography, through color, through editing, through art direction is what makes the film mise en scène. So I will discuss the same thing in Telugu because some of you have asked me. So character గానీ మూడ్ కానీ థీమ్ కానీ మనం డిసైడ్ చేయాలంటే ఫస్ట్ కలర్ థియరీ తెలుసుకోవాలి. కలర్ థియరీలో ఏమవుతుందంటే ఒక క్యారెక్టర్ ఒక మీనింగ్ ఇస్తాం. క్యారెక్టర్ మంచోడు కాదు, క్యారెక్టర్ పవర్ఫుల్, ఆ క్యారెక్టర్ని చూస్తే యముడు గుర్తొస్తాడు. ఇలాంటి కొన్ని క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ని మనం ఒక క్యారెక్టర్కి ఇచ్చామనుకోండి, అప్పుడు బ్లాక్ వాడుకోవచ్చు. ఎందుకంటే బ్లాక్ రిప్రజెంట్స్ డేంజర్, బ్లాక్ రిప్రజెంట్స్ పవర్. సో ఇలాంటి విషయాలు ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి మనం తనకి ఒక బ్లాక్ బ్యాండ్ కానీ ఇవ్వచ్చు, బ్లాక్ టీ షర్ట్ ఇవ్వచ్చు, బ్లాక్ కుర్తా ఇవ్వచ్చు. ఇలాంటి చాలా సినిమాలు మనం ఆల్రెడీ చూసే ఉంటాం 100%, రైట్? సో కలర్ థియరీ నేర్చుకొని మనం క్యారెక్టర్కి కలర్ అసైన్ చేస్తాం అన్నమాట. ప్రతి సినిమాలోనే అలానే ఉంటుంది. మనం ఇప్పుడు ఇందా మాట్లాడిన అవెంజర్స్లో థానోస్ కలర్ కానీ, వాండావిజన్లో కలర్ కానీ, ఏ మూవీ కలర్ అయినా సరే ఇలా కొన్ని వాల్యూస్ అసైన్ చేసి ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట ఆల్రెడీ. అది ఎలా అసైన్ చేశారంటే అది మళ్ళీ డిఫరెంట్ టాపిక్, మనం ఇప్పుడు మాట్లాడలేము, రైట్? బట్ ఇలా ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో మూడ్ కూడా మనం అలా క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు అన్నమాట. ఎస్ డెఫినెట్లీ Promith is very active in the group. Okay, I like you. Nice. Okay, I have written some lines about editing, I haven't seen it. So there are montages, pacing, rhythm, dialogue, beats, music and sound that goes in editing. A director should know about all these things. Okay, let's get into acting. So personally, I would say that I'm not that much into. I can discuss characterization to the actor. I can discuss dialogues to the actor. I can discuss beats and articulation and modulation about how the dialogue should be told. But how do I get there? ఎలా నేను ఒక యాక్టర్ని ట్రైన్ చేసుకోవాలి? So you have to have first, again, the director should have proper philosophy how the story is moving forward and what character challenges this system that I have made for the film. Okay, so every director should make rules for a film, and a character should try and break it or surrender to the rules of the universe. Let's take an example of Avatar. When Jake Sully enters the Avatar Pandora, what happens? He doesn't know anything about Avatar. So what happens? He enters, he understands the rules of the universe, then he tries to break those rules. Right? In Rangasthram, what happens? We as a character introduce it to the world of Rangasthram, right? అక్కడ ఏం జరుగుతుందండి? ప్రెసిడెంట్ అని ఒక అతనున్నాడు, 30 ఏళ్ళుగా అతనే ఆ విలేజ్ని వెళ్తున్నాడు. అండ్ నా రామ్ చరణ్ వాళ్ళ అన్నయ్య ఊరు వస్తాడు, దాన్ని బ్రేక్ చేద్దామని చూస్తాడు. సో ఎవ్రీవేర్ దట్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్. ఐదర్ యూ సరెండర్ టు ద రూల్స్ ఆఫ్ ద వరల్డ్ ఆర్ యూ ట్రై టు బ్రేక్ దెమ్. అండర్స్టూడ్? సో when you're planning these kind of things, what you do is you make the actor as a very strong character, and the dialogues are based on that, the beats are based on that, and the modulation is based on that. How? From philosophy of your understanding of the world. That's why it's very important to understand everything. Now there is something called sound, right? So are you guys still connected, right? Yeah. You can see. So, a director has also. So, I'll tell you one thing, very important thing. You should remember this for life. If you want to do filmmaking anytime. Generally, people focus more on visuals. Like Zack Snyder, he also focus on sound. But generally, when you see a filmmaker who is amateur or intermediate, so he will definitely focus on good camera. But also in this industry, there is a bad habit of not giving importance to sound. Now imagine this example. I will tell you one thing. Please imagine. I'm sure the audience is good. Imagine this. You are watching a video on YouTube or on a screen. If the visuals are super good, but the audio is disturbing, would you enjoy that film? Definitely no, right? But if the visuals are not so great, but audio is great, then definitely you will have a certain kind of experience. Then definitely you will have some great, huge amount of experience. The examples are simply the podcast that we run, right? You have a great time listening to the podcast, listening to music, but you will not have great time watching visuals that are not so great, right? So everybody should also, as a filmmaker, one should focus also on sound. Now, saying this, there are 6 things that are to be understood by a director for sound. One is record, that is dubbing. When you do dubbing, how to make sure that actors articulate. Do they see? What happens is dubbing is done after the production. It comes under post-production. What happens is when you record on a camera, actors say some dialogue, some are missed, and they are to be complemented in dubbing process. Or artist says one dialogue on set and one dialogue in the dubbing, or a number of things can happen between production and post-production. So you have to take care how the actor is modulating the dialogue and it is same in the process of production and post production as well. So that one you have to be careful whenever you do it. Otherwise, so this is a far end of the filmmaking process. Right now, you won't face these kind of problems. If anybody is trying to make any film, then definitely. The second thing I would say is, so the second process of the sound is edit. So whatever that is recorded in the dubbing process has to be edited in the front, in the back, or has to be changed, right? Because if you want to add more bass, if you want to add more pitch, if you want to give some effect, so all these things happen. But before that, he has to cut the dialogue. Before dialogue, there will be a space, breathing space. After that, also there will be some kind of noise or breathing space, etc. So the dubbing artist should clear the clip from beginning to end. That is comes under editing process. The next thing is fixing. Suppose I have a low bass voice. I want to have a great bass. Like if you have observed Prabhas and Bahubali, he has more bass than usual in other films as well. So what they did is, in fixing process, that is third process in the sound. In fixing process, what they do is they add bass to the sound. Understood? Am I audible? Guys, please respond. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So what they do is they do in the fixing process. That is the third step in the process of sound. To add bass or to add some kind to fix basically. When I'm talking, there must be some hiss sound or some kind of noise maybe. All those things are fixed in this step. Okay. The fourth step is SFX. That means sound effects. Suppose you want a robot voice, you want a dragon voice, or you want a call voice, telecaller voice, whatever that is, that's an effect. That effect comes under this process, fourth step, sound effects. Okay, the fifth process is music. Now, music itself is an entire separate department, but when it comes to visual and sound, the sound should have music, right? So that's why I have added music in this department. Otherwise, it's a huge department, and hundreds of people generally indulge in this process. From people like music artists to singers to music director to specific instruments, right? So if you see a editing table, music itself will have a 10 to 20 layers. Each layer having a separate instrument. That's how much detailed the music is. If you have, that's what I want to say. Now, fixing SFX music, all these things are there. SFX is sound effects, right? In fix, you have proper audio of the character, and the third is music. Now, these three layers are mixed together into one layer, which is called mixing. That is the final layer of audio that is sent in the mastering process of the film. What is mastering? Mastering is final process where your film is edited, color graded, and audio is added. Edited, color graded, and your audio is final mix, sound. So after everything happens, the sound and visual, they went into finishing process. That finishing process, you will do mastering. That means you will get a CD. The final product of your feature film is mastered, right? So that is sound. So I must not have discussed production design. So production design is everything from the look of the film, how the film should look. If you have seen any Hollywood film or any film, generally it doesn't look like this, right? It looks entirely different. That as I have shown you in this. See, no dining table generally looks like this, right? With these lights or this model or this actor, the table. Everything is designed. Filmmaking is a design. The director designs with his vision. I am sure you are understanding this, right? So the look of the film changes from movie to movie, right? Rangastaram looks much more rustic. Junk పట్టేసినట్టు కనిపిస్తుంది, right? మీరు మహానటి చూస్తే ఒక గ్రే స్టోన్ ఉంటుంది. Or Wes Anderson movies, very good. So it has certain kind of moves like this example. If you can see this that I am seeing right now. See this poster. See this scene, right? It's a very good color contrast image and selection of colors according to the characterization and the setup. It through visuals only it talks a lot. Right, so that kind of thing we have to do, and for this kind of thing to be done, production designer is very important. Now I will tell you one more great tip about filmmaking for the director. There are trinetras for a filmmaking. Trinetralu antaru Telugu. A mugguru evaru, who are these guys? One is director, whose vision is very important. The second thing is cinematographer, who is capturing that visual, right? He's not only capturing, he's also planning to create an effect through camera. Don't think that cinematographer is only capturing. No, he's making the movement, he's creating a low angle. All these things are design elements for cinematographer. He is planning the light, the red color light, the blue color light, yellow color light, or a tint, whatever. All these things are designed through cinematographer's execution for the director's visuals. The third guy is very important, is production designer. Production designer does all of this that you see right now when I'm moving the cursor. All this, the choice of color, the blue color, the wrapping, or the wood color of the background, the two characters sitting with their blue color dress and the beige color dress. All this is designed by production designer, sitting with cinematographer and sitting with production designer and director. The cinematographer will decide how much amount of light will get you great visuals in this particular scene. Right? I think everybody can see this screen that I'm sharing, right? So these kind of things are very important. These kind of things are very important for you to make a film. Definitely. Right? Let's go back to our presentation. Yes. So, if you want to become a great director, you also need to watch great movies, definitely, of your favorite genre. For example, you like adventure, then you should decide what kind of adventure. If you like Jurassic Park, or if you like Indiana Jones, if you like or other film, some other film. Or if you like rom-coms, then do you like Arya, or do you like Magadhira, which is also it's also about love. It's also about epic, historical, right? So you have to decide what kind of genres you like, and you should watch and analyze them shot by shot. Understood? Then you have a great in-depth knowledge about filmmaking. You have great in-depth knowledge about philosophy, what kind of films you want to make. Then these departments that I have told you, sound, script writing, acting, art of editing, color, lighting, camera, direction, all these things will help you. Even though you have all those things, you should also have personality. That is, passion, discipline, time management, definitely. Social skills are ultra important. You should have a pinch of honesty, patience, and all the box thinking. I think I just want to discuss what is direction, what is story, what is art. You are all guys will be an artist someday when you make something from yourself, from your mind, from your great minds. Then you will be needing all these things that I have told you today. I think I had a great time discussing. Most of you are really trying to be in sync with me, try to understand what I'm trying to say, trying to be interactive. I really appreciate it. I also had a great time explaining all these things to you guys. So I'll tell you. So right now I'm working at Rifty. Rifty is, if you can see this is Rifty. That is my end of the presentation for now. I'll discuss more about me and where I'm working. So I'm working at Rifty. Rifty is a film school that recently been launched. and a lot of things to know. I will not go into details. Definitely, there will be people hosting this event will discuss a lot of these things, or some people will come and definitely will discuss. Uh, but so I have recently joined Rifty, and I'm right now currently making a film, and right now it's in the second schedule is on, and it will take some time for because of the atmosphere reasons. Uh, so until then, I'm here and I'm teaching here direction. So they wanted me to just share what is going to be there. So whatever presentation I have shared with you guys will be present in my course as well. So I'm teaching direction here. Okay, I'm teaching several other things, but right now let's talk about direction. So whatever I have told you is just a snippet of the reality that I will take you on the journey. Yeah, my name is Venkat Shiva Mutiala. In case you guys can't notice, so this is my name from the screen share. I have done a master's and trying to make a film from for longest time, and it is possible now. So I'm making it, and definitely there are, as I said, you need to have a passion and discipline. Otherwise, these things won't happen, and you have to make it happen all by yourself. So at Rifty, so I'm teaching this course, and you guys are welcome if you want to know any information. I will let the counselor plug into the system, and you can discuss anything, or you can call us on the number that is provided, or you can just Google search our name Rifty RIFTI and know the details. Yeah, thank you so much, guys.